In the world of motorsport, Justin Wilson was a force to be reckoned with. Through his sheer determination and skills on the track, he captured the hearts of many people worldwide. But on August 23, 2015, in a heart-stopping moment, his final race would become a terrifying nightmare. Join us as we cover the life of Justin Wilson, a tale of speed, unbreakable spirit, and horrifying tragedy which robbed the world of motorsports of its finest talent. Justin Boyd Wilson was born on July 31st, 1978, in Moorgate, South Yorkshire, England. Born into a racing family where his father, Keith Wilson, competed in Formula Ford Series from 1960 to 1975, one would say racing was in his blood. And it didn't surprise anyone when Justin showed an early interest in racing and started taking parts in competitive races from the age of 9. After a couple of years in the Karting Championship, it had become clear that even though being dyslexic, Justin had the natural talent for racing in cars. And this hands-on experience, coupled with his father's knowledge, paved the way for Justin to achieve great success in the future. At the age of 16, he made his debut in car racing, where he competed in the Junior Formula Vauxhall Series. His performance in his rookie year was nothing short of extraordinary, where he clinched his first victory at Pembrey Circuit in South Wales, making him the first 16-year-old boy to win an official motor race in the United Kingdom. That said, his achievements weren't without difficulties, where he ended up sustaining leg injuries. Because of some technical errors in the car, undeterred, he kept working hard and earned himself the Chris Bristow Trophy, which was offered by the British Racing Driver Club, making him the most promising driver at Silverstone. In 1996, Justin transitioned to Senior British Formula Vauxhall, where he made a name for himself within the next few years by achieving 3 victories, 2 pole and 3 fastest laps. That said, the financial demands of achieving Justin's dreams proved to be more than his family could handle. And because of this, he couldn't compete in the Formula 3 in the year 1998, where he then entered the inaugural Formula Palmer Audi Series instead. And this decision worked in his favor, where he dominated the races and secured the championship in the same year. Not stopping there, he later competed for the International Formula 3000 Championship for a few more years, before finally making a way towards Formula 1. That said, his journey wasn't without its challenges, where he had to face 2 major obstacles: his height, which posed many cockpit issues, and financial struggles. Not fazed by the setbacks, Justin kept working towards his goal, and in 2003, using an innovative share scheme, he raised £2 million through fan funding, which earned him a Formula 1 seat with the team Minardi. He made his debut in the Australian Grand Prix, where he had to retire early because of engine failure in his PS03 car, which was powered by the Cosworth engine. And after facing many mechanical issues, Justin switched to Jaguar Racing mid-season, replacing Antonio Pizzonia, where he finally secured an 8th-place finish in US Grand Prix. According to some sources, his performance throughout the season was satisfactory, but it was accompanied by many technical problems and height-related issues. And because of this, the Jaguar owner refused to invest heavily on Justin, which made him leave the F1 after the 2003 season. Not fazed by the setback, he moved to North America for a brief time, where he decided to compete in Champ Car Series in 2004, and eventually made his debut in IndyCar racing in 2008. While driving the number 2 Dallara Honda, he quickly adapted to new oval tracks and challenges. Interestingly, in his rookie year, Justin achieved some fame by securing a pole position in the Toyota Grand Prix at Long Beach and triumphing in the Detroit Indy Grand Prix. And that was not it, as over the period of 6 years, Justin raced with many teams such as Dale Coyne Racing, Dreyer and Reinbold Racing, and Andretti Autosport, where he ended up securing multiple wins and podium finishes. And although he never won a series championship, his competitive spirit burned strong, which led him to compete in the 2015 season. Little did he know the tragedy that was waiting for him just a few months later. On August 22nd, the ABC Supply 500 2.5-hour practice run began at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, where Justin was driving the number 25 Andretti Autosport Honda. And even after giving everything he had, the pole position was won by Helio Castroneves of Team Penske, who was driving the number 3 car. Just the next day, on August 23rd, the race at Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania kicked off as planned, where Justin started from the 7th position on the grid. For the initial phase, Justin maintained his position in top 10, but By the 93rd lap, something unexpected happened. During that moment, Graham Rahal, who was in 16th place, tried to pass Justin and made contact with Tristan Vautier on turn 3, which concluded his race early. Justin barely avoided the wreckage and continued the race, where within the next few laps, he managed to climb up to 13th position on the track. That said, on the 179th lap, with just 21 laps remaining, the race took a dramatic turn when Sage Karam, who was leading the race, lost control of his vehicle. The incident started when his car number 8, Chip Ganassi, came at turn 1 at around 200 miles per hour. Many believed that he tried to push hard during the turn, which caused him to lose control of his vehicle, where it spun out of control. The camera captured this horrifying incident unfolding, where the car impacted the outer wall with its left front, slid for several yards before coming to a halt. The intensity of the crash was so severe that the majority of the car broke down upon impact, and the debris spread across the track. The cars, which were behind, had to drive carefully, trying to avoid contact from the wreckage, as well as the sliding car. Amidst this chaos, Justin, who was running in 13th position, came across the scene, where he initially was driving high on the track. Upon seeing the deadly crash, he immediately went low and tried to carefully navigate through the debris. However, the nose of Karam's car, which had broken off, bounced on the track a couple of times before ultimately hitting Justin on his head. This sudden impact made him lose control of his car, where he hit the inner wall, which was just past turn 1, and continued to slide up the track before eventually coming to a halt. It happened so fast, where spectators couldn't catch what had really happened with Justin. And although Karam, who was quite shaken up by the crash, walked out of the car with no major injuries, the same couldn't be said for Justin. As the time passed by, Justin never moved from his car, where the people in the stands later said that he already seemed unconscious. Paramedics and track safety crew quickly came to Justin's car, and even after so many attempts to wake him, he seemed unresponsive. The accident, which had seemed a minor one for Justin, soon turned out to be a fatal one. He was quickly taken out of his car, where the paramedics realized that Justin had sustained an injury on his leg and possibly head. Looking at the emergency, the race came to an immediate halt, and Justin was quickly transported to the Lehigh Valley Hospital nearby Allentown through medevac helicopter. That being said, upon running the initial tests, the medical spokesperson announced that Justin had been in coma due to a critical head injury. Unfortunately, just the next day at 5:37 p.m. local time, he was pronounced dead at the age of 37. In the meantime, the race, which had come to a halt because of the tragedy, was restarted after a thorough cleanup. And even though the race was won by Ryan Hunter-Reay, driving the number 28 car, there were no celebrations on the podium. A few weeks after the incident, when the autopsy report was made public, it was revealed that the primary cause of death to be blunt force trauma, and the manner of death was declared as accidental. Plus, the investigation that took place helped to shed some light on the freak accident. According to the initial reports and video footage, Justin was traveling at a speed ranging between 180 to 200 miles an hour. That being said, upon seeing the crashed vehicle, he immediately applied brakes and reportedly changed his direction to avoid debris which had spread on the track. The footage further revealed that the 40 inches front nose portion, which had detached from the car, bounced approximately 3 times before heading towards Justin's car. The 8-pound nose then hit the front side of Justin's helmet at the speed of 160 miles an hour. For spectators who saw this incident unfolding, it initially seems like a normal accident, but taking the speed and weight of the object into account, it was enough to immediately knock Justin unconscious. This freak accident raised many questions about the safety of the racers among the fans, where some even speculated that a cage or some kind of fighter jet-style canopy might have saved Justin from getting hit. The FIA, as well as the IndyCar, received so many questions regarding this issue, where they later responded that they were trying to improve protection from the debris. That said, they further stated that their initial trials of installing such canopies in the cockpit turned out to be a failure, as it could pose a danger for the spectators. To put it simply, even if they installed the canopies, the debris could bounce from it and hit other cars, or even worse, the spectators. Eventually, this research led to the use of the aero screen in 2019, which offered enough protection to the driver while also avoiding the rebound issue. One would say Justin became the trigger point for FIA to increase the safety for drivers. Coming back to the accident, when the news of Justin's death was made public by the Motor Speedway president, J. Douglas Bowles, nobody could believe the person who was so kind and loved by the fans would succumb to such a tragic fate. A few days after the accident, his body was flown back to his home country by his family. On September 10th, his funeral service took place at St. James the Great Church in Polersbury, Northamptonshire, England, which was reportedly attended by over 500 people, including some big names and members of the racing community. Over the next few months, many heartfelt tributes poured in from all over the world for a racer who touched the hearts of so many people. Not many knew this, but Justin's organs were donated after his death, which reportedly saved the lives of 6 people. This act of kindness was further highlighted when Joey Gaze, from NASCAR Xfinity Series, carried a picture of Justin on his car to promote the awareness of organ donation. To honor his legacy, in 2016, the hairpin turn at Snetterton Circuit was renamed to Wilson Corner. Justin Wilson was arguably the most promising talent the sport had ever seen. In fact, for many people, he was more than just a racer. He was a reminder that sometimes the brightest stars don't always burn the longest. That said, in the process, they light up everything around them while they last. And with a humble personality and determination, Justin touched the lives of millions, leaving a legacy behind which will burn through the halls of motorsport for eternity. So if you enjoyed this story and want to see more like this, then be sure to check out the rest of our channel. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay tuned. We have got plenty of more heartfelt stories coming your way.